National Financial Literacy Month, and that means that it's a great time to talk about how to teach money subjects to kids, and also how to establish and maintain healthy financial habits.
Here this morning to explain is financial planner Rob Wilson. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Yeah, this is not something, unfortunately, that a lot of kids are taught in schools, is it?
It really surprises me when you think about a couple of the things that are really affecting us as a country is healthcare, and it's the financial crisis. So why we don't talk more about health and wealth in high schools when you have so much time with these individuals, I don't understand. But hey, if we can at least dedicate a month to it and get some of that information out there, that's a start.
Where do we begin with kids, and at what age? I mean, is it something that you need to be talking to a 2-year-old about how to put the pennies in the piggy bank, or do you wait until they're a little older, 9, 10, 14, 15?
I think there are definitely steps that you can take along the way. But if you think about your kids that are in high school, here's sort of where the state of financial education is. There are only 4 states that require a dedicated financial education course. There's another 20 states that require financial education to be included in another class. But what that means is there was a survey that came out, only 45% of students say that they are totally unprepared to manage their finances after they graduate, and that's a very high percentage. If you think about college, 50% of students have 4 or more credit cards. The average senior graduates with $4,100 in debt, which is up from $2,900 in 2004. And only 17% of these kids pay their bill every month. That means another 82% carry a balance, and there's 1% that have their parents pay for it. So here's a quick example. If you have a $4,100 balance, 15% interest rate, and you pay $80 a month, it's going to take you 6 years to pay that bill off. So you're going to be well into your career, and you're still going to be paying for expenses in college. And if you think about how that affects you as an adult, you only need to look to the financial crisis of 2008. So not teaching it in schools really affects us down the road.
See, I'm starting to get a rash. I'm starting to get itchy. Anybody else from those numbers? It is disturbing to think about that, and where does it stop, and how do you stop the trend? And I like how you think too. I know that you say it's kind of good to think about these things sometimes is where is their problems, where are the problems, and then trace back from there. So the biggest things people borrow money for: homes, right, education, right?
Yeah, and I think you have to think about redefining the American dream. Is buying a house always the best example as opposed to going for financial independence? If you think about young professionals, if you plop a lot of money on a big house, you are unable to move if the job situation changes and maybe you need to move to another city or state. You also want to spend wisely on education. Think about whether your tuition that you pay is going to justify the salary that you're going to make once you graduate. So maybe consider doing a 2-year school and then transferring after that. I think you'll save a lot of money, and you'll still get a degree from a high-quality institution. So
how do we start teaching our kids about the value of money? If it's too late to get to high school, how do you teach them early?
Start very, very early, as soon as you can. And you mentioned, do you want to start with your very young kids? I think so. You want to teach your very young kids how to count money, how to be responsible for it, that if you lose it, that you're really losing something of value. Start by having your kids do chores to earn some of their allowance and maybe get a part-time job as they get a little older. And also set a good example. Even if you don't quite have your things together, remember that your kids can learn from your mistakes. And so I think that's okay. Also, give them some financial responsibility. If there's something big that they want for Christmas, maybe take one of those gifts and make them save for it, and they'll understand how to save for something big. And also maybe have them pay a bill. Maybe take their cell phone and have them pay it. They won't want to be embarrassed if they don't pay that cell phone bill and it's cut off and their friends know. So I think that's a good way to be responsible. And take one topic a month. You can talk about banking, investing, and credit. Just take one a month, and it'll be very easy to talk about.
Some crazy talk there, actually making your kids pay for things? Nobody does that, do they? Well, you're absolutely right, and perhaps that's a good way to get the message across to our kids, is have them pony up a little bit from time to time.
All right, Rob Wilson, thanks so much. Yeah, National Financial Literacy Month, very important.